Love. Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. This is Loveline. Loveline. With Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Oh, yeah. Get it on. Get it on. Freak out. Get it on. Woo. It's a Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew.
Yeah. That either means you're in a great mood or you're in a horrible mood and you're compensating.
I'm overcompensating, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, get it on.
It means you're tired and irritable.
Feeling good.
Oh.
Feeling good. You know why? Because just a minute ago, Junior.
She gave you another compliment?
Junior. Junior producer Lauren brought me a nice slab of pumpkin pie.
Oh, you are in a good mood then.
Yeah, I love that pumpkin pie.
Lauren, keep that coming every night. You see what that does? Any
Beautiful,
kind of pie.
Delectable pumpkin pie. And, let me say this about the pumpkin pie. First off, we're getting close to pumpkin pie season.
Which is
and
nice.
It's the best time of the year.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's football season, World Series, weather's changing.
Little chill in the air. Seeing steam coming out of the football players' mouths when they're down in the three-point stance.
Yeah.
Packing on the weight, wearing sweatpants everywhere. You know that thing? You know, it's a nice.
I've not noticed you. For you mean wearing sweatpants? I've not noticed that is a season.
Well, when you put the long johns on and you keep them on for a couple days.
You just
nice.
you just have the little flap in the back to go poo with.
No, you drop them to make number two.
Oh.
But I'm just saying, tell me, come on, you've done that. You kept a pair of like long johns on for a couple days, like over a weekend.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, slide the pants
7.
over. Oh, come on, Drew. What are you, uptight? What's going on? Where are you tonight?
I'm in Manhattan. I'm with Matt here at Westwood One in New York City.
And beautiful country, by the way. And Drew's doing something tonight. He's doing a Westwood One party or something tomorrow night. Yeah. And it's one of these things where I was supposed to go, but I missed so many days of work, daytime job last week doing the CBS show that I didn't think I could take off another half week this week. But you know what, Drew? I was trying to think of a rating system because, this business, it's nothing but we need you to go, but that means you can go or we don't really need. You never know what it means.
Yes.
Here's what I say to everybody. Sorry.
Nice.
I'm not trying to.
Hawk that out.
I don't want. No, it's fine. Ooh, tastes like pumpkin. Here's what I want to say to everybody. I'm not trying to piss you off. No disrespect by not going to whatever it is. And if it's super important, tell me, and I will. But if it's not,
I thought you were going to be there, and I think the importance of this thing has waxed and waned on a daily basis. You know what I mean?
That's my point. And in this business, it's like you can't tell the difference between. You really can't tell the difference between not showing up at your best friend's wedding when you're the best man or not going with your girlfriend when you were 19 to one of her sort of friends' cousins' weddings.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't feel the difference. They both are sold to you with the same importance.
We need a rating scale. You're right. We need a scale.
We need like where you go. Here's what it is. If this is above a 6, then I'm going to go into Kimmel and tell him, look, I'm going to have to take another half week off because this is a 7.5. So I got to go. But I don't know if it's a 3 or a 9, and nobody seems to be able to assign a number to it.
Yep.
What is that, Drew?
I don't know. I don't know. I wish it was clearer, but I just always assume if they say go, it's important. Let's go. So
then you show up and somebody says, "What are you doing here?"
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, let's give it a number system.
We're having a nice time though, anyway.
All right, Drew. What'd you do? What times you land?
I did something very, very unusual. I
raped the stewardess.
Well, after I did that, I landed, and it got about 4 o'clock, and my wife came in on a different plane, and we met.
Smart, because that's a long flight. That is a long flight.
Yeah,
smart.
That's why you and I weren't flying on the same plane either.
Smart.
And
Yeah, 'cause that's 6 hours of hell.
she goes, well, I figured something out for tonight. So I ran over to Broadway, and I waited in the cancellation line for the Broadway musical Wicked. It sold out for like months. And I got prime seats. I just got two great seats.
What is Wicked?
It's about basically the story of the witches before the Wizard of Oz story that we all know. It's a fantasy story about who the Tin Man is and who the wizard is and where the witches came from. Basically what their life story. It was rave reviews and it sold out forever, and we got these great seats, and so we had a great time. And then the guy who's the male lead, we went to watch the Red Sox-Yankees game in a bar afterward. The guy's the male lead showed up over there, and he's a guy that's been on Loveline a bunch of times. Joey McIntyre?
Yeah. From New Kids or...
yes.
Yes. Wait a minute. Not New... No, Boys... no. New Kids on the Block.
Yes.
New Kids on the Block. Yeah, nice guy.
Nice
right?
guy.
Oh,
really nice guy.
There you go, Drew.
Huge Red Sox fan. So that was a great day.
Yeah, he's a Bostonian guy.
Yeah.
All right, Drew, big night for you, buddy.
You're crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Wild, huh?
Yeah. I didn't have the same night.
No, what'd you do?
Say?
What'd you do?
I beat off and took a nap.
That's the same night for you, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the usual for you.
Mm-hmm. You ready to go to the phones?
Just once? You beat off twice?
It's hard to say beat offs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. One session. Until sleep.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. You ready to hit the phones?
Yeah, ready.
We'll talk to Michelle's 27. Michelle?
Yes.
What's up?
I have Crohn's disease, and whenever me and my boyfriend have intercourse, I have, like, excruciating pain. Mm-hmm. And I want to know, is there anything that we can use in order to ease the pain?
Well, look, do you have fistulas from your Crohn's disease?
Excuse me?
Do you have fistulas?
No.
No, that's the bowel problem, right, Drew?
Yeah, inflammatory bowel disease, and particularly Crohn's, is when from stem to stern, from the mouth to the anus, there can be inflammation of the bowel. And the inflammation can be profound, where the bowel becomes so actively inflamed that it will like stick to the surface of the abdomen and erode out to the open air. I mean, it's bad times, and or into the vagina, or into the bladder, or all over the place. So that's the one thing you want to be sure of. You have no active inflammatory bowel disease. So do you?
Not that I know of.
How is your Crohn's diagnosed?
They did a colonoscopy.
And they biopsied and they found Crohn's?
Right.
How do you kill that Crohn's, Drew?
Well, there's lots of different treatments. There's prednisone and anti-inflammatory and immune suppressants, like various things. Lots. What do you want?
I was on prednisone for 8 years, and now I'm on Asacol.
Asacol, which is sort of a mild drug for inflammatory bowel disease. But you have no active diarrhea, no other abdominal pain, just pain.
Yes, I have severe diarrhea.
Bad times.
Well, really, you shouldn't be having severe diarrhea. Your Crohn should be under better control, it seems to me. So you should be talking to your gastroenterologist about getting on something, maybe one of the newer immune modulatory agents to try to suppress the disease. Because I mean, have you had a pelvic exam to see if there's anything going on in your pelvic system?
I also have endometriosis.
Were you also sexually abused?
No.
You have no history to give you pelvic pain beyond the physical problems?
No.
Okay.
All right.
So have you had your endometriosis treated?
Yes.
How is that treated?
Orthocept.
Or you're on the birth control pill?
Right. I take it for the 21 days, but I don't take the ones after that.
You don't take that, yeah. You don't take this. You just take it three weeks out of every month. Listen, maybe we'll go back to your gynecologist, because the most likely thing to cause pain after intercourse would be the endometriosis. So
good times.
Good times. Lots of problems. Yeah,
I'd be scared. You know what I would do? My policy with her would be, I just receive oral from you until we get this whole mess cleared up.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd be okay with that. You'd be good with that, right?
Yeah. And Drew is a man of exquisite passion. That wouldn't work for you. But
no,
for me, I'm a giver and a receiver. Do you know what I'm saying?
You're an expert receiver, don't forget. You honor people with your reception.
My receptivity is really my greatest strength.
Yes, I've seen it.
You know what I mean?
I've seen the facsimile. I've seen the
Sure. You've seen the pose.
The pose, yes.
You know the drill.
Anyway, we don't talk a lot about the details of endometriosis on this show, but it's a complicated illness. It's where pieces of the uterus literally get outside of the uterus and stick on things like the bowel and the tubes, and then when there's periods, that these things get inflamed and sort of menstruate inside the abdominal cavity. And so the goal is to go in there and to take it out by laparoscopic techniques or put them on hormonal suppressions, but it sounds like she needs to be doing a better job of that.
Oh, women, so complicated down
They
there.
really are. And yeah.
Swiss timepiece, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And really, it's the equivalent to like doing a Normandy-style beach landing with a Swiss timepiece and expecting nothing to go wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Life is the beach, the vagina's the timepiece. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the vagina and the innards.
Yeah. You know what? My innards are as complicated as one of those noise-making bats the fans whack together, the inflatable
Yes.
ones at the
Yes.
ballpark. That's about
Yes.
as many moving parts as I got inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
G.I. Joe's got more going on internally. It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, let's speak to Delilah, who's 19. Delilah,
Hi, Adam and Drew.
what's up, sassy?
Delilah.
What's up? I've been
Yeah.
listening to you guys since I was 10. It's very
Oh.
exciting to talk to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What
How
kind
old
of
now?
bad parents let a 10-year-old listen to this filthy show?
Oh, I did it in secret.
Okay.
They weren't paying attention.
No.
Yeah.
So, my question is that I've been with my boyfriend for about 2 years, and I'm wondering if I'm just trying to sabotage a really good relationship or if it's time to get out.
How old are
2
you now?
years. She's 19, so
Oh, yeah. Yeah, at 19,
Hold
a
on.
2-year relationship is about maximum duration. Wouldn't you say, Adam?
at 19, a 2-year relationship is half your dating career,
Right.
and then some.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's
And
almost
it's just sort of half your life as a non-child.
right.
Also, it says here she's dating a 28-year-old.
Yep.
Delilah.
Yes.
So he was 26 and you were 17 when you met.
I was actually 18. I'm almost 20.
All right. And 2 years, and the spark is gone. What's up?
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
Here's the other thing you got to realize too. The difference between you at 17 and you at 19, or the 2 years you've spent from 18 to 20, or whatever those 2 years are, and his 26 to 28,
Right.
yours are huge.
Right.
Yours
Yes,
are
he's the-
dog years.
Right. He's the same.
He's the same dude, maybe marginally worse.
Right. Marginally worse because he hasn't gotten on with things.
Right. 26-year-old guy who's in a holding pattern is going to be exactly same. Little modification on the facial hair. I'm sure he's got the goatee now. But emotionally, no change. No growth.
Right, maybe,
nothing.
And by the way, the career thing is telling, too. If he's not really moving along and focusing on that.
What's going on career-wise for him?
he's in a band.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. And when you met him, he was in a band, but it looked like things were
No,
going a
he-
little
he
different
wasn't-
direction.
He wasn't in the band when I met him, actually.
But he was a musician?
No, he was just working at a coffee shop with me.
Right, but you found out he was a musician.
Okay, maybe.
I mean, he made it abundantly clear he was a musician.
Yeah.
That's the
That was-
other
that was
thing,
the
too,
rap.
which is you think you're going to hook your team to his shooting star, and 2 years of non-shooting in the star department, you're ready to move on, right?
Well,
Right.
I think it's a little more complicated than that. But
No,
sure.
no.
Tell
it's
us.
not.
Well,
Not in
how
my
is it
mind.
how is it more complicated?
Well, I mean, I don't really think that was my only aspiration in becoming involved with him.
No, of course not. But are you interested in other people? Are you getting bored? Are you not attracted to them? What's happening?
I'm in school, and I'm actually at an all-girls school, but I'm interested in other people right now.
Where are you in
too.
school?
Mills College.
Yeah.
Mills. Mills is a very tough school.
Prestigious
Yeah.
dyke school.
Yeah. So listen. Prestigious what?
Dyke school.
Dyke school.
Yeah, it is. Except, yeah, it really
Very
is.
prestigious, very dykey. Golf team has 128 NCAA championships, by the way.
Well, be that as it may.
And they've only heard the tournament 127 times.
Excellent, but it's an excellent school, and he's in
It's
a band,
excellent.
and she's moving
And
along.
screw it.
and-
You're moving along.
Yeah.
You're moving
Yeah.
along. And it says here that you cheated.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I did.
Done.
I lived
Yep.
in... Okay.
You know, July,
Done.
here's the deal. The
It's
reason
done.
you feel like you're sabotaging is you're sabotaging in order to get out of something that's not working. Not sabotage something that is working. You're sabotaging because you're afraid to stand up and get out of this thing.
Right. And,
Okay.
he got 2 years out of it. And it just makes me think that guys need to, being in a band, whether it's successful or not, is good for a certain amount of poontang. It just is. It will work. It's not going to work on the same chick for 2 years. You know what I mean?
Not going to work on the Mills College graduate is looking forward to a PhD in biochemistry.
Even that, you could get a couple of humps out of the band.
Yeah.
You think? You know what I'm saying? And women,
just a couple.
It's interesting because men not only don't care what your secondary aspirations are, they don't care what you're currently doing either. Do you know what I mean? Like, guys are like, well, I'm working at a coffee shop now, but I'm really in a band that we're hoping to, that can help. You know what I mean? Like, okay, the guy's making frappuccinos now, but by night, this guy's going to be a big star. Women will definitely, they'll do speculation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll build a spec house on a guy.
Yeah.
This guy may pay off in 2 or 3 years.
Right.
Men, I don't think any of that works. Does it?
Mm-hmm. No.
Thank you, Drew. Thanks for your candor. So this guy sold her on that, and now 2 years later, it's not paying off, and it's time to move on. He'll be able to use that guitar for other things. You know, and he'll get other chicks. He's
28. If you're not System of the Down already, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm hip. Although every time you say that, Drew, like you go when a guy's like 27, you're like, "What's going on with your career?" Oh my goodness! I think back to myself at 27, and it's like,
just
30
think with
roommates.
that phone call. What that phone call would have been like. Hi, I'm Adam from North Hollywood.
27 may have been La Crescenta.
Crescenta.
Yeah.
I want to know why this girl won't go out with me.
Bunch of roommates and no car insurance. I wonder what's going on.
And a car with what did you have, like pliers there to open the windows?
The window cranks were broken off.
Yeah.
This was my Mazda truck. The Mazda truck had window cranks that were broken off. By the way,
seats,
kiddies,
right?
we used to have to turn this crank in order to manually lift the windows and lower them as well, yes?
Yes.
And, you know what was funny, too, is when you had a really crappy car, it was smooth sailing on the way down, but the way up could get pretty vigorous.
Yes,
you know what I mean? And inevitably...
Once around and around kind of thing. Remember that?
Inevitably... cheap American cars and Japanese cars, eventually, after year number 11, something would break in the knob mechanism, usually the sort of spinning Brody knob that went on the handle.
Yes.
So now the handle had no knob on it, and you had to shove it in your palm and sort of work it around.
Or use two hands.
And then eventually that would bust off, and then came the vice grips.
Okay.
And by the way, the vice grip company has to be very upset that they've been, they used to take the place of television knobs and TV remotes and cranks and handles. Anytime a handle busted off, a pair of those locking pliers with just those channel lock vice grips would just snap right on in its place. Drew, turning the TV. You'd have to turn the TV channel with that thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it used to be they were used for everything but plumbing back in the 70s. Now I imagine there's no market for them. But the point is I had to crank the windows up and down with the vice grips. The vinyl bench seat had been removed, and in its place were bar stools.
Driving on a stool.
Well, Think
about that.
Well, not the legs of the bar stool, just the bad naugahyde, rust-colored. You know that funky sort of, it's got a medium-high back. It doesn't go all the way up, but it's not that low, just bad 70s bar stool. Plywood on the bottom, probably just someone shot a few drywall screws into the bottom of it and stuck it down to the pan of the truck.
Oh.
And the truck needed to be bump started each and every time.
Oh, that's a piece. That's a little gem.
No,
I didn't know.
No.
Did
Boy,
you live on a hill or anything?
Talk about dignity. No, just running next to your car, just running and jumping in every goddamn morning, just pushing that thing down Hesby Street, North Hollywood, just chugging with that thing.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, awesome. It was the timing was screwed up on it or something was, and whatever it was, I had 1 year of bump starting that thing.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good times.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
So,
all right.
like I said, my conversation with you at that age would have been
you've never said this before, but it would have been kill yourself. Like you're saying, I have never. I doubt I'll ever say it to any other caller, but to you, I probably would have said that. You'd be like, as a physician, I took an oath to do no harm, but I'm going to need you to kill yourself. So.
Well, also have to remember that I'm here to sort of end suffering, and this is a situation that just You can't go on.
No, you know what, if I would have called in, I think you would have spoken me off the air. You on the air
yes.
would have been like, well, look, you keep your nose to the grindstone, and everything's going to work out. And then let me talk to him about this. Kill yourself, son. Do you want me to come by? Where are you?
No,
You're in La Crescenta?
No.
I'm in Pasadena. I could come by and give you a lethal injection.
First, it would be like, okay, come on, tell me what really's going on here. Tell me what the real deal is. Come on. Boy, come on. Who do you think you're talking to here? Come on.
Yeah. All right. Drew, I'm starting to feel bad.
One more call. All
right, let's talk to Justine. Justine?
Yes,
You're 20?
yes, I am.
You're into S&M and likes being dominated.
Yes, I'm a masochist.
You're masochist. And do you have a partner?
Yes, I do.
And is a boyfriend?
Yes.
And it's a stable relationship, or is it kind of chaotic relationship?
No, it's very stable.
And are you guys by yourselves, or do you go to clubs, or what's the deal?
No, it's definitely a single, just the two of us thing. We don't involve anybody else in it.
Are you outrageous with this? Or you're just sort of playing around a little bit?
It started playing around. He's actually, I've had other boyfriends, sexual partners, but he's actually the one that I developed this thing with, that I kind of found that I had a thing for it. And it started, like the little stuff that everybody does, but I really
just to tell us what that is, just so we're clear about that. What is the little stuff that everybody does?
Oh, everyone tries, like, getting handcuffed or, ass smacking, candle wax,
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
but,
Drew, I remember when we went through that phase.
You and I the candle wax? Yeah, but it was a mess with you, for God's sakes. Oh, humanity.
Drew tried dripping it on my ass, and I blew a fart, and it went all over. First, it burned Drew's forehead horribly, and then I remember we lost the cleaning deposit at the Ramada. It was a disaster.
And you're still picking it out of your hair, aren't you?
Yeah.
And I don't mean what's on your head.
Yeah. All right, so, Justine.
Almost sealed you shut.
Not everyone does the handcuffs and the drip and wax and everything, but all right.
Well,
all right, that's all right. But
it's a much more accepted thing.
It's in the playful range.
But where are you getting into now?
I like to be whipped. I like to be forcefully smacked, not just lightly, and I do like to be cut.
Oh.
Did you have abuse growing up? Physical abuse?
Well, that was my whole question, is I have no recollection of ever being physically abused. I come from a loving family and everything.
I have not met... what's her name again?
Her name is Justine.
Justine, I have not met someone, I've never had a patient that is as far into this as you are, that didn't have some sort of real... Nice. Well done.
Got some
some sort of physical abuse in childhood. Where you don't remember ever being struck?
No, I myself was a self-mutilator all through high school.
Okay.
But I never had family things. I have no recollection of anything like that.
When you say no recollection, it always makes us a little nervous, because most people just say, my dad never did. No, my dad never hit me.
No, my dad would never lay a hand on me.
All right. Because here's another thing,
here
too. Well, there is something going on. Once in a while, so on the male side, which isn't true for the female side, Drew, but it's interesting, which is, I'm putting Justine on hold for a second so I can wax poetic for a second, but the guys that pay money to go in and be submissive and have a dominatrix share and beat the crap out of them, these guys are always rich white guys who had too much handed to them and want the sort of thrill of being crapped on like they crap on their employees all day in their Fortune 500 companies, right? It's never a guy who grew up with no goddamn cranks on his Mazda truck window. You know what I mean?
But the bottom line is the abuser also likes playing the role of the abusee. And so when he's abusing people, but during the day he also has gratification from being abused, and he has to get that covertly.
But what I'm saying is there, and we never heard about it, and I don't really think there is, but I'm putting it out there, is there a female equivalent to that guy?
Oh, I see.
is Justine someone who grew up with too much privilege or too many nice things and saw the way other people lived and wants this stark contrast to that lifestyle?
No, I really don't believe that. I mean, maybe, of course,
either.
always is something, but no, it's not stupid.
Good, right?
It's an interesting question. But the fact that it's particularly in this case that she was a self-mutilator means she has a profound deficiency in the capacity for self-regulation. She has to cut to monitor to cope with her feeling states. And that's what this S&M is about too.
Justine?
Yes.
All right. What did your parents do for a living?
Were you adopted or abandoned? What's the deal? Were you adopted?
No, I was the oldest child. My parents, we're middle class. I mean, I didn't have like a lot of extravagant things growing up.
No. But something happened here. Were you sort of made a parent too young? Were you taking care of the other kids?
No, I was an only child till I was 5.5.
All right, hold on a second. We got to take a break. We're going to plumb the depths of Justine and see if we can get to the bottom of her when we come back. Drew in New York, Ace in L.A., and we'll be right back with more Loveline after this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Get it on. Oh, get it on. Loveline. Woo! Yeah. Yeah. It's a hot song. Yeah. That's not the it's getting hot in here, take your clothes off song, is it? No. I love it when they play that at a wedding. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes.
Please.
I know, I like the background singers. I am so hot, I'm going to take my clothes off. Woo! Yeah.
Man, you can carry a tune. Wow.
Yeah, well.
I just got such a vivid picture of that song.
I can do it all, Drew. Don't kid yourself, my friend.
I know.
Dr. Drew is over there in New York City. Saw himself a play? Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Come on, buddy. Come on.
I don't have the words in front of me.
It's all in your head. Close your eyes. You'll see them. Here we go. Break it down.
Use the cues, I cues on cues, I cues on cues on cues, my cues, my kisser, IZ, it's all kisser. Always like my kisser, it's always like my zoom, my zoom.
Yeah.
Oh, you drew in the hizzy. Oh, that's why I stopped doing that. You know what I mean? Ever since we culminated in that Crank Anchors, that was it for me. That was it.
Come on.
That was it.
Best work you ever done.
Thank you.
Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Jeff Probst from Survivor in here tomorrow night. Great guy, great show. Love that Survivor. So he's in. Hopefully, he's wearing the rawhide choker, Drew. So he's in tomorrow night. And Drew in New York, me out here. Back to the phones. We're speaking to Justine. Justine is 20. She's into S&M. It's starting to spiral out of control. It was start off the little rough trade, and now it's getting into some like closed fist punching and some strangulation.
No, some self-mutilation is the thing.
Self-mutilation, and then said was doing that in high school. We can't figure it out because her parents are middle class. Everything was cool. She says everything's fine. There's no abuse.
There's something.
Justine, what's up? What aren't you telling us? What are we missing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you have ADD? Did you have ADD, bipolar? Is there any other conditions you've been trying to deal with?
I'm bipolar.
Okay. That you could have told us.
Well, I didn't realize that had anything to do with it.
Anything to do with your mental health would be helpful in interpreting these things.
I mean, if you're doing something that's out of line, certainly by societal standards, and you have an emotional condition.
By the way, right there is the biggest mistake that people make about their behaviors. This whole idea of societal standards, throw that all away. We cannot judge, Adam. We cannot judge.
No, we can't.
But there is a range of healthy behaviors outside of which you got to evaluate in the context of there being something else going on.
Well, Drew, just to you know how I feel about these nut jobs. I just meant by societal standards. I meant the same thing you meant within the range of healthy behavior, but that range is measured by society.
Well, society makes note of it, and the reason it makes note of it is because there's a normal range, there's a healthy range. And
Right.
for the most part, society sort of makes note of it and sort of codifies it in ways that may be kind of rigid and artificial. But for the most part, the reason society notices it is because it does mean something. It
All right,
does
so
mean something. After
why
all.
don't you get some help for your bipolar condition?
I do. I actually am on meds for it, and it's mostly under control.
Okay. Also, the self-cutting and all this stuff, there's something else going on here, too.
All right, so
That's something that has been over for,
But the fact that you couldn't
fact that you
regulate
did it.
your feelings, now maybe your bipolarity was out of control then, and maybe that was partly what was going on. But the fact that you're all into the S&M and you're sort of needing that in order to feel sexual suggests that something else also happened. And look into
Yeah.
it. It's
All right, so get some
whatever.
help. And here's the other thing, too. This isn't healthy. It leads nowhere. And it's something that you should look at as a problem and attempt to control instead of indulging your whim.
Right. That's right.
Everybody, please do that. Let me say this, Drew. You're in New York tonight. I guess the Yankees won, right?
Yeah, I saw the last couple innings.
Yeah, exciting game.
Watch it with Joey McIntyre.
I just realized, Drew dropping names from 20 years ago. You know, I was talking over at Kimmel today. I've mentioned before that I've run into more guys from Massachusetts and the Boston area over the last 3 years than I've ever met in the previous
Whole life.
37.
Yeah.
And everyone is nuts with the Patriots, and they're crazy. They're ravenous fans over there.
Yeah.
They're crazy. They're sort of like, I imagine they're what Yankee fans would be, except for without the sort of security of the 30 World Series rings. You know,
Right. Yeah.
They're as into it as Yankee fans are, except for they're hungry and they're drunk. And a fair amount of a-holes from that part of the country I've
How
now
dare
figured
you.
out.
How dare you.
Here's the thing. For the last 5 years, it has been nothing but Red Sox talk at the office. It's Red Sox jerseys. It's guys doing rituals, not changing their shirts, coming in wearing, half uniforms, essentially, and just monopolized discussion. It's on the internet, it's whatever. And I thought you learn to accept it living in Los Angeles, that you're in an office environment with guys that are fans of 30 different teams. Right. And you just sit there. But once in a while, I think to myself, could you imagine for a second this going on in Boston?
No.
And I announced today, here's my fantasy. My fantasy is to become rich enough to hire like 10 a-hole Dodger fanatics and send them to Boston and have them just take over a floor of some business and do nothing but monopolize everyone's time talking about Dodgers. Dodger this and Dodger that. Not getting any work done all day, just on the internet, looking up Dodger stuff.
Fantasy
getting
baseball.
together. Yeah, fantasy baseball. But it's all Dodger talk. And by the way, how long would that last?
Before somebody kicks all their ass? Yes.
Yeah. L.A., here's all you need to know about L.A. All you need to know about how apathetic. Not only do we, English is a fifth language here in Los Angeles, and you can't communicate with the average guy on the street because there's a serious language barrier. Not only that, but you can go to any place of employment or around Los Angeles, sit down, and be monopolized with talk of teams from other cities. Yep. Nothing but Steelers and Patriots and Red Sox and Yankees. It's all that goes on. There's nothing but that. Yeah. Where else does that exist, Drew?
But there's so much else about Los Angeles that you could say, where else does that exist? And it applies. And where else does that exist that you have a little Ethiopia but no little Italy?
Oh. What are we going to do?
Okay.
When's this city going to get straightened out?
No.
And here's the thing. There's too much diversity in this city. Like in Boston, they got the Sox. Everyone likes the Sox, and the whole city can rally around the Sox. We got nothing close to that over here. We got little Ethiopia and La Brea Tar Pits.
Oh, yeah, we got that.
Fantastic.
All right,
Christy?
take some calls. Taking calls. Here we go.
All right. Now it's off.
Now you're going to talk.
Now I'm going to talk. Or not, Drew.
Let's take calls. No, don't
Christy?
take calls. Do not take calls.
I'm going
no more calls.
Shush. I run this show, and I say take calls. Christy?
Yes.
You're 23?
Yes.
There'll be
What's
no
up?
more calls on this show.
Aha! I'm going to talk to Christy. Go ahead, Christy. Don't listen to Drew. I make the calls around here. And you know what? I take them, too. Go ahead, Christy.
Well, my boyfriend this morning, we've been together a year now, and out of the blue, out of nowhere, he was like, what would you say if I wanted to move
Threesome.
to Texas?
Oh.
No. Drew. Comb through the annals of your mind if you've ever been right about anything.
No.
Okay.
Never.
He wants to move out of state.
Yeah, and it was just
Why?
out of the blue, and he never,
Why?
said, will you come
Why?
with me or anything like that.
Why?
Why is he leaving?
Why?
He didn't say for sure he was leaving. He just asked me what I thought.
Why?
I think he's scared of commitment.
Why did he say he's moving out of state?
Why? Why is he going to Texas?
Why?
Why?
I'm not sure.
He just said, I'm leaving the state.
No, he didn't say he was leaving. He said, what would you think if I moved to Texas?
And why was he going to Texas?
Why?
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 Why? Why is he going to Texas? Why?
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 I don't know.
Why he
I
didn't?
think he has a commitment problem.
Well,
He was-
why did he say he's got a job in Texas?
He has family in Texas.
Oh, okay. It only took 126 whys before we found out there was someone in Texas.
Oh my God.
Imagine leaving Christy.
Oh.
That'd be tough. But there's always the phone. Christy,
Yes.
here's why we're asking why all this times. We just want to know what he said.
What's
not
his
what you
motivation?
thought or not what you felt,
Yeah.
but what
You
he
want us-
said.
yeah, you want
there's
us to
a
interpret
difference.
what-
You
Yeah.
understand? Sorry, Drew. But there's a difference between someone saying, look, I have a very unique opportunity that may not come around for another 100 years, and it's in a different state. I got to jump on this thing. That's a different thing than, baby.
I gotta ramble.
I got to ramble. Right.
Yeah, and you're asking us to interpret what it means that he's wanting to leave, and you've already decided it's a commitment problem. We have no idea why he wants to leave.
It doesn't sound great, but is there a job opportunity over there?
No.
Does he
There's
miss his
nothing-
family?
It's just his family.
Does he
But
miss
he's
his
not
family?
really close to his family.
But he
No.
must have said to you something like, I can't find a job out here. I'm
No,
going to go to...
he has a job out here. I just don't think he's very happy with, his living arrangements right now and stuff. But
Okay.
he's really hard to, he won't open up to me about certain things.
Yeah,
And I don't know how to approach him about,
well,
what's
you're...
going on.
I'm not sure if you would hear it even if he told you.
Right. Yeah, well,
Christy?
he has to say at least 126 times. And maybe.
I still refuse to believe that he just said, I'm thinking about moving out of state. He must have said something like, I hate my job, or I can't afford this city, or I want to move home and save some money.
He's having financial problems, but he didn't mention that before he said anything like that.
We can't go on.
Okay.
It's all a
Okay,
mystery.
look,
Everything's
okay.
a mystery.
I'm going to interpret this
All right.
because I would rather talk to the gnome that gets towed around in the bed of the pickup truck on the Toyota commercial than Christy. I really think I could get more information out of that carved midget.
You know, the midget with the red cone
pipe
hat.
and the red hat.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. He is not in love with Christy. I don't know that I'm saying that he hates her.
Well,
I'm
if
just
he
saying,
is, he will say, you need to come with me. We need to start making
you need
plans.
to come with me. Here's
Yeah,
what
if
it is. This town ain't working out for him. He's getting homesick. He doesn't have any money. I'm
That's it.
guessing because he
Or
doesn't have
whatever.
any money, his
He's
job
unhappy.
sucks.
He's miserable.
Right.
He needs to do a geographic. He's trying to make
And
a change to make himself happy.
He's trying to shake things up and move. Now, if he asks you to come with him, that's one thing. And if he says, I'll call you when I get there, probably means this thing, you can put a fork in it.
And if he doesn't mention
Christy?
either, pack it in.
Right. Here's the deal. If he is moving and he doesn't want you to move with him, you guys live together now?
No.
Okay. And why don't you live together?
Because he didn't want to rush into anything. He lived with his last girlfriend, and it ended really badly.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
Sounds like BS.
it sounds like he's packing up.
Yeah.
if he moves and doesn't ask you to come, obviously it's over.
There you go. That's
All right? Sorry, but look, you're 23. He's 30. He's a loser, by the way. He's 30 years old. And by the way, I started having some success when I was 30, so now I can speak freely about all 30-years that are
You
losers.
had an illustrious career in carpentry and boxing instruction and a few minutes in the morning radio at 30.
At 30?
I still would have told you to kill yourself.
All right, Drew. What are you writing a biography on me or something? How do you know my timeline so well? Christy, what does he do for...
What do you talk about every
up.
night?
All right, quiet down. What... cut him off, Anderson. What did... Christy, what's he do for a living?
He's a cook.
No. Okay, he's a 30-year-old cook who has a crappy job, can't afford his assy one-bedroom apartment. So what? Let the guy go. Let him go. He's a commitment phobe. Let him go cry back home to mommy and sling his hash in
Unless
Abilene.
he asks you to come along.
Unless he has you come along, in which case you got to jump on it. All right. Listen, ladies, you're 23. By the way, when a guy's 30 and he's still slinging hash and he can't cut the rent on his studio apartment in Boulder, forget it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't need that. Go find a real guy. Okay, let's take ourselves a little break. When we come back...
You know what would be scarier is you now talking to you at 27. You'd
I'd be
brutal.
yelling at me.
Oh.
And I'd be making fun of my voice. When we come back, we're going to speak to Todd, 26. I told Todd to call me in 10 years. That was 9 years ago. He's following up.
Oh.
I did say 10 years, not 9 years. But
you know why you told him that? Because you told him no one over 25 named Todd.
Oh, really?
I think he's one of those guys. Yeah.
All right, hold on. We'll get to this after this. Hey, yo, Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew in New York City, everybody. Jeff Probst's in studio tonight. Big fan.
Night.
Oh, did I say tonight?
Yeah.
Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, Jeff Probst in studio. Big fan of Survivor. One of the shows I've watched more consistently than probably any other show. And he does a wonderful job. And the thing that's amazing about Probst and Survivor, and I don't know if he's using one of those like NFL quarterback cheat sheet wristband things, but he comes in on day number 1 on the like immunity challenge, and he's like, all right, Ted, Big Tom, Stevie, and Sarge, you're over here. Cheryl, Mandy, Susie, and Candy, you're over here. Larry, Bob, Joe, and Mary, you're over. I'd be like, Nike hat, and
Right.
Fatty, you're over here. Hook nose and Peg, Gimp, sandals, flip flops. You're over here. Like, I would be in week number 11 and have no idea what anyone's name was.
Right.
We would be down to the final elimination. It'd just be between the two people after 20 weeks on the island. I'd be like, all right, dude, you're time to vote against, what's his nose. I would not. And Drew, you do the same thing.
Oh, my God.
As when we used to do Loveline, I could see you just look across at the guest half the time and go. And Drew was always funny because he'd go, I agree with the guest. That's.
Well, how about
so I don't know.
Now somebody walks up to me, hey, I did your show 12 times. Like, oh, yeah, hey, guy. Hey,
yeah,
buddy.
Joey McIntyre walked up. You had no idea who he was, right?
No.
All right.
Just
so
watching
here's
him
the
2
point.
hours. I was at 3 hours watching him play. He was in. Had no idea.
Very impressive. So I'm going to ask Jeff how he memorizes everyone's name. Todd?
Oh, my God. I'm strangely watching Diane Farr.
All right. Hold on a second. Todd, should you be watching TV when you're doing a very important radio show?
It just flashed up here. Somebody turned around to me. Okay.
Focus. Todd?
Hi, guys. How you doing?
All right. So you're 26.
I'm 26 years old, and Drew came to my high school when I was 15 years old.
Looking for tail.
Chadwick High School. Do you remember that, Drew?
Oh, yeah. A long time ago.
Long time ago.
What? Where's Chadwick High School?
Chadwick's in Palos Verdes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and I actually called you guys a year later with a problem. I believe Adam was doing Loveline, and I was about 17 years old, and I called him with a problem.
So you called 9 years ago.
9 years ago.
Now, one of the things Adam says is that no person named Todd lives past 25, so he would be happy to hear from you after 25.
Exactly.
Just to prove you're alive.
What he told me is that after 10 years, if he was still on Loveline, he would actually kill himself.
Wow. So you wanted to call and remind him of that. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. And he still has a year left.
I still got a year left. All right, because I'm working on it.
So what I wanted to say was thank you guys for helping out with my problem, and I wanted to talk to Drew off the air. If you would give me a call, I'd give my number out to your the studio there.
What else? You want to put a coat of carnauba wax on your van too? What else?
What was the question you called?
What I want to tell you guys is actually I'm very successful now. And since Adam has been there since 8.5 years, I wanted to tell him to kill himself.
Well, thanks, Todd. I appreciate that. But now,
Thank you. But hold on a second. First off, I said call 10 years later, and I now wish I said 15. Number one. Number two, I'm a man of my word, and I will kill myself if I'm here in 12 months from now. And number three, what's up with Todd now?
I'm trying to figure that out. I want to know what he called about in the first place.
We got to take a break. I'm not sure that he called about anything. I'm not sure why he thinks you're going to call him off the air. And just because I have super low self-esteem and my spidey sense is tingling in a retarded way, I think we'll talk to Todd when we come back. But I expect the worst. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. How do, y'all? Name's Ace. Dr. Drew's over there in New York City, everybody.
In the hizzy.
And, yeah. What's up, Drew?
In the hizzy.
In the hizzy. And Jeff Probst is going to be on the show tomorrow night. Big fan. Big Survivor fan. Many, many questions for Jeff. All right. When we left off, we were speaking to Todd. Todd, let's see, a little history. Drew went to his junior high, or maybe high school, and did a little speaking at some point. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know what the hell Drew was thinking, but that's what he did. Yeah. And then he called the show 9 years ago. He's 26 now. He called when he was 17. I told him if he called back in 10 years and I was here, I would kill myself. He's calling me to give me a little reminder to kill myself. I'm saying I got another year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Can't
and then he wanted Drew to give him a buzz off the air, and then he started cracking wise. So I'm not exactly sure what Todd wants, but just because we have low self-esteem and a whole hour to kill, we'll get back with him. Todd?
Hi, guys.
All right, so
what did you call about back when?
What I called about was relationships. Back then I was serious with my girlfriend, and you guys told me
to break
up, go to college.
There you go.
And I did. So
now you're successful.
Now you're a successful businessman. What do you do?
Compensate us.
I went to the University of Southern California, the Trojans, and what I'm calling now about is the man. I, 26 years old, went to college, working hard, and not a millionaire yet. And I know you guys are, so I wanted some suggestions on how to beat the man and how to beat the boss.
How to beat him? Well, what do you do?
I'm in the financial industry.
Oh.
What does that mean?
Kiss a lot of ass and show up early. Calling all nerds.
I got my Series 7, Series 63. So what I do is IRAs, rollover, stocks, bonds.
All right. Yeah, listen, you'll be fine. You're 26.
Boring.
Yeah. Do you have a woman? Are you getting laid?
I am now, but I don't know if I want to get married yet. I mean, you guys tell me that once I get married, it's bad times. So
no, it's good times if you're ready.
Well, who said that?
Well, when should I get married, guys? I mean,
30. After 30.
30. 30. Wait till after I kill myself and then get married.
When's a good year to get married?
2007. Odd years. Always better. What'd you want to talk to Drew about off the air?
I just wanted to say hi to him, and I mean, my real question is, guys, when should I get married? I mean, kind of working towards my.
Well, hold on. Do you have a serious girlfriend right now?
How did this guy go to USC?
I don't. Oh,
How did he
USC is
get on
not
the
that
air?
hard to get into.
How did
Drew
he get
went
on
there.
the air?
Hey, Todd.
Yes.
Do you have a serious girlfriend?
Well, I mean, I did, but I broke up.
All right. Oh, imagine spending time with Todd. Whew, God, would that be painful. All right. Well, he's your buddy, Drew.
My buddy, yeah.
Here's the thing.
He needs to work his ass off and not worry about trying to find ways to get around the man. He needs to work his
I
butt
don't even
off.
know what he's talking about. Drew,
Imagine-
I feel like we've created a monster.
Once again,
I really
I'm
do.
talking to you at 27.
I feel like
what did you do?
Frankenstein.
Where were you at 26, Adam, that you could give him advice of what to do at 20? You know what I mean? Other than working your butt off.
And look, here's the thing about marriage. As a guy, I don't really recommend it before 30. I agree with Drew. Get your career going, get your schooling done, get whatever you got to get going, and then do it. No rush.
By
at
the
all.
way, Adam, for all the S we give you about what you were doing swinging a hammer before the age of 30, the reality is you were working your ass off. You were training boxing. You were teaching boxing. You were working your way through training as a carpenter, became a carpenter, worked as a contractor, and then did comedy training at night. It wasn't like you were, hey, what do? You work your ass off. That's what you do.
Well, here's what you do without getting too preachy. Whenever you're done with your daytime job, you come home and do more work.
Right.
Or you will sit in an orbit around your daytime job for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Because if you only go to work and do your job, you pretty much stay there. If you want to switch careers or you want to get further along, you got to come home at night and go to school.
Right.
Or go take your class or whatever it is your interest or muse is.
Right.
All right. But anyway, Todd sounds like he's going to be fine. And look, you can't go through life. I know a lot of other radio show hosts like us, I don't want to mention any names, have a bunch of retarded rules that you're just supposed to adhere to. You know, never spend more than this much on a date, never get married before this age, never do this after so many dates. Who the hell knows? Everything's out the window.
Yeah.
Just live your life. Better idea to get married at 30 than it is at 20. But if you met the right person at 20 and that's where you were at, who am I to tell you can't? There's no rules. You know what I'm saying?
No rules. But you do tell plenty of people in their 20s not to get married.
I do tell them to get married, but there's plenty of people who get married at 20 and are still married.
You're right. That's true.
That was only 6 months ago, though. So,
right. Yeah, still married.
Yeah. Todd, here's the thing. You almost sound like you have a personality problem. You sound creepy and narcissistic and like you're overcompensating. And you're going to be one of these guys that's financially successful with the soul of a nerd, driving everyone nuts with your tasseled shoes and no socks, driving around your retarded Dodge Viper everywhere, or rolling up and down Ventura Boulevard in your $14,000 Harley that you can barely ride. And you know how I can tell the guys who can't ride the motorcycles? When they take off from the stoplight, both feet stay down like outriggers for 100 feet before they lift back up onto the peg. Those are the guys who can't ride the bikes. The guys who can ride the bikes, their feet go right on the pegs before they start even moving forward. The signal changes, they start letting the clutch out, both feet up on the pegs.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying, Drew?
Interesting. That's good.
Though you can always tell guys who can't ride bikes, the feet hang out. They're like getting their balance all the way through the intersection, feet hanging out. All right. And they only put one foot down when they get there. They don't put both down. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Put the right one down. All right. So, Todd, don't trust him. All right. Call in another 9 years and get married whenever you want. Oh, is there anything worse than a hungry guy for success? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a guy who is going to pursue his love or his dream, but I'm talking about the guy who wants to be successful for the sake of success.
Right.
That guy?
Yeah. That guy drive you crazy.
Drive you.
You got to be doing something where you listen,
Thank God no one I know is interested in success.
Well, yeah. You
Yeah.
got to be interested in contributing. You got to be interested in being of service and doing something that's meaningful, or else the rest just doesn't work.
Well, even if it's meaningful to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Course. Absolutely.
All right. I mean, I'm not saying you have to be Mother Teresa. I just think if you do something that's important to you.
Yeah.
All right. You ready to rock here, Drew?
Here we go. Come on.
Let's get it together.
Don't take any more calls. No more calls.
I'm going. You don't want me to take any more calls?
No calls.
Well,
no more of the show.
Well, let me say this. Smart guy. Pow. Mandy, line 2, 20 years old. How you like me now?
Oh, I'm upset. I'm angry.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Now you just got yourself another call. After Mandy, I'm going to talk to someone else almost immediately.
No way.
No.
Oh, the humanity. No.
I was going to tell a long-winded story about high school football, but forget
Adam,
it now.
Please. Oh, no, I want to hear more about high school football.
No, you lost it, buddy. Let me tell you something. That ship has sailed, my friend. I'm going right to another call. I may take 10 more calls before the break. How you like me now?
No.
Yeah. Shoes on the other foot.
Mandy.
And by the way,
quick, before we don't take calls, talking about taking calls.
Let me just say this. When they say the shoe's on the other foot, do they mean it's the same guy who's put the shoe on his other foot, or is it your foot that the shoe's on? You know what I'm saying? Like when I say, aha, shoe's on the other foot now, do I take your shoe and get to put it on my foot, or do I take your right shoe off and put it on your left foot?
It's challenging. I'm not sure.
It's tough. Engineer Chris's head just exploded.
The shoe's on the other foot, meaning mine now.
It's my foot.
Yeah.
You had the comfort and luxury and safety of shoes.
Yeah.
Now I have the shoe.
Yeah. Now the shoe's on the other foot, namely my foot.
My foot. But still, it says the other foot.
There's a reason you can't say the other foot, because the shoe wouldn't go on the other foot of the same person.
I know, but that could be a form of punishment. And also, it's foot. It's not feet, you know?
Yeah.
It's a one shoe.
Don't take calls. Don't take calls. Adam?
Let me tell you this.
Talk more about aphorisms.
Yeah? Don't take calls? Let me think if I should take a call. Pow! Mandy, 20 years old. Yeah, the worm is turned. I'll tell you that right now. And, Drew, hold on a second. When they talk about worms turning, what do they mean? Do they mean it is actually turned and going the other direction, or is it turned on you, or it was a worm and now it's fighting back, you know, like a lion?
Yeah, I've heard that one, but that's not one I've used commonly enough to really understand. So,
what about the shoe is on the other worm?
My head exploded just then.
Okay.
Don't take calls. Do not take a call.
What? What'd you say?
A call.
Chris, did you say not take calls? Not take calls. Let's see. Drew wants me not to take calls, but I am a rebel who does not play by the rules. And you know what? Drew's the voice of the man. He says don't take calls. You know what I do? Pow. Mandy, 20.
Hi.
What's up, baby doll?
Well, I guess I should start from the beginning. I'll make it quick, though. I'm 20, and I just had my first orgasm, 2 months ago. And the only way that it happened, I've been trying forever, and when I asked my boyfriend to pretend to rape me, and I pretended to be, passed out, and that's the only time I had an orgasm, so I was since then, I've been, totally chasing that. I was on the internet looking at porn of rape and doggy style stuff.
Does he have to crawl in through the window and stuff, or is he just to be a rapist who's there?
Just a rapist who's there.
no elaborate acting out of this stuff.
I guess.
Do you have a sense that being sexual or being sort of abandoned in your relationship is somehow bad, or you feel guilty about it, or?
I don't know, I guess.
See, sometimes we normally go towards more overt forms of abuse, but sometimes this kind of thing is just a subtle feeling of, I'm ashamed of my sexuality, I'm guilty about it, but when somebody just takes over for me, then I can kind of give into it. If he would just completely take over, I'm dead, he takes over, well, then I can experience myself sexually.
Maybe, but I don't think I'm very ashamed of myself. I just think I like to feel kind of feelings that aren't controlled.
Well, Mandy.
Yeah.
So you pretend like you're asleep, he comes in your room and rapes you. Do you get to wake up at some point?
No.
No?
No, I don't.
When he's asleep, she wakes up.
Really?
It's perfect for you.
And do you do any acting, no stop or any of that good stuff?
No, Adam. Don't answer that, Mandy.
But it's not that. Sometimes.
He's making notes.
But he doesn't want to do it, so he won't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So I've had to kind of figure out my own deal. So I kind of really been getting into porn, and I finally, for the first time in my life, was able to give myself an orgasm.
Good. Well, women.
Since then, I've been doing it 6 to 10 times a day, and I've been really hurting myself. My body is sore, and I can't do it unless I hurt myself. I can't get there unless it hurts.
Yeah. All right.
Well, you're doing too much, but that is something neurobiologically that happens with women is once they sort of get in that place where they're feeling sexual, feeling attuned to things, they're there. They sort of it'll roll for a while, and that is part of the biology.
All right. So, Mandy,
Yeah.
if you have not been abused in the past, and you haven't, right?
Yeah, right.
Oops. Have you been?
I don't know. I don't know how to explain. Not really. I mean, not like sexually or anything.
What happened?
I don't know. I've been hit some, but not like seriously. And I've had lots of boyfriends cheat on me before.
See,
What about your dad? Do you like him?
I guess. I mean,
A resounding endorsement of Dad.
Him. I mean, he, like, since I was a little kid, he's been really open. Like, we'll be watching TV, like, we'll be watching The Man Show or something, and he's like,
disgusting.
oh, and I'm like, ew, Dad, like, I'm in the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Her dad, so between being hit and having a dad that's sort of open sexually,
Well, they actually call
or
it
inappropriately,
covert incest. Premature
Oh.
exposure to sexuality and things. They call it covert incest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it does have an impact on some people.
All right. So listen, something's cooking with Mandy. You don't have to question your sexuality or your modes of orgasm or the way you achieve an orgasm. It's just when you start acting out, I think that's when you got to take a look at it.
Well, and the question is, can she sustain a stable relationship? Can she back down off this internet porn that she's getting hooked on? And if it doesn't sort of settle down, this is a common condition now. People get addicted to internet porn.
All right.
And, while running for a little while with it is one thing, but to have it be a constant thing that affects her, has consequences and affects her productivity in a relationship, then you got to get help.
You know what I'd love to see, Drew? I would love to see some sort of statistic like 1971 amount of times beat off in front of a computer. 2 times.
No,
nationally. Those were 2 NASA guys who and that was just over some text, some data.
They're excited about a result they got.
It's sad that something that was sent from like the Viking ship was deciphered and turned from numbers into a text message or something,
right.
And they just spontaneously orgasmed. That's too. 1975, that number had risen to 142.
Yes.
By 1980, it was up to like 1,700, and the year 2000, number of people that got off in front of a computer, 400 million, and 2004, it's 1.7 billion.
Then they had to switch it like the
They had to start going
McDonald's
to different
signs. Yeah, the McDonald's
that's
signs
right.
it became not number of people, but number of episodes, and it's 47 billion.
Yeah, and they started measuring in like gigabytes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just think about that.
Yeah.
Think about the number of guys who beat off in front of a computer in 1970.
Well,
it
you could
really
say
had
the
to be almost
same
there,
thing
right?
with the phone sex, same things with VCRs, right?
Yes. Well, first off, how dare you
What would disparage the VCR?
for undermining my fabulous point? Number one.
No, it's the same. No, I'm
number
not
two.
reinforcing it.
No, it is not. You're not, and it isn't
It's
either.
not as
because
bad. You're right, though. Yeah,
no, here's the thing about phone sex. The second somebody had a phone, 10 minutes after there was a phone, somebody called their girlfriend and had phone sex.
You're right, or farted into the phone.
Or farted into the phone. That was hopefully less than 10 minutes after the phone was invented. That's how I would have been. Like, Watson, come down here. All right, but so phones,
Marconi,
no.
I'm sure Marconi did that with the radio too.
Yeah, that was phones, but I say phone sex, maybe not 900 numbers, but phone sex probably started the minute a guy left town and found a phone.
Yeah.
And as far as VCRs go, the day after someone put one in their house, they got themselves a porn tape.
Right.
The computer was probably around for 30 years before someone actually squeezed one off.
Right.
And now you can't stop them.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the computer is the
yeah.
crack. It's the crack pipe of the sexual addict.
Oh, yeah. Cheap, easy, accessible, and very addicting. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's talk to, so I'm going to go line 4 here. Alex?
Yeah.
You're 15?
Yep.
Sorry to
What's up?
bother you, baby. I know it's late. We just
You sound
needed some
9.
questions answered. Yeah. You're 15?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, you really do sound 9 and depressed.
Yeah, I know.
Did you get sexually abused?
No, just physically.
When did that really get going? Who did that?
Yeah.
My dad and one of my ex-boyfriends.
When did that all kick in?
Well, my dad since I was little, and
How
it
little?
stopped a while. My ex was 3 years ago.
When you were 12?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He was
He was-
49, Drew.
Oh, what do you
No,
got
he was
right?
18.
He was 18. You were 12.
Yeah, and
Fantabulous.
You know, that 12 and 19 matchup is such a common one. God almighty.
What's your dad do? Something with metal?
no, he would use either just his strength or his belts.
Right,
He
but
would
what's he?
throw me around.
I don't mean he beat you with a welding rod. I just mean what does he do for a living?
He's in the army.
Ooh.
He's in the army.
Yep.
All
Can
right.
you go to any of the military health services to get help with what you've been through?
No, I
Can you?
kind of just want to stay away.
Well,
All right, what's
you're
the
calling
question?
from Arizona. He's in the Arizona in the
No,
army.
now he's in Florida.
And you're going to college?
No,
Oh,
I live with my mom.
Okay. So
Somehow I was
your
thinking
dad's
to
in
myself, wait,
Florida.
he's in Florida. He must have left the family. That's where all deadbeat dads go.
No, we left. Yeah, well, he did divorce my mom when I was 5, but he would beat me whenever I was around him.
Oh, my God.
If I wasn't a very good child or something, I don't know.
No, and
No.
nothing. Look, he's
a very bad father.
He's a
Look at
bad
that.
guy, a violent man. He's an a-hole. His children think about it. What could a child do to make you want to beat the child?
I don't know. Knock over.
No, not you,
beer,
Adam.
man.
Her. For
Oh.
her. You, of course, Adam. You have a very low threshold, but
Yeah.
for her,
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because I was the only one that could see through his lies. And
no.
Yeah.
It's because he is a disturbed guy and he's an abuser.
All right.
Severe abuse. Hey, what's the question? What's the
let's
question?
mop up over here. You got a boyfriend that's cheating on you?
No, okay, he's my ex-boyfriend now. He's been my ex for 3.5 months.
Good.
But we went out for 6 months. We've known each other for about a year. And, I totally fell for him. I'm crazy for him.
Then forget it. Forget it. Anybody you're totally into is going to be a bad guy. The horror of the abuse turns into attraction in your age group. And that you have to learn when you're really into a guy like that, it's going to be a disaster for you.
All right, but how
it's
you
good
gonna
he's an
talk?
ex. He's
How
an
you
ex.
going to talk her out of it?
He's an ex. Keep it that way.
Well, okay, you guys are going to think I'm stupid, but, he smokes and he drinks and he does drugs and he cheated on me 5 times. But, for some reason I can't get over him.
Well, didn't I just tell you that? You got to.
See, Drew? You think you know it all, don't you?
Right.
No, I
right.
don't.
I just
No.
finished telling you who the guy is, and that's
right.
who he is. It's not,
Drew,
not a
quiet
surprise.
down. Let me talk to
right,
talk
please.
to Alex. By the
There
way,
you go, please.
Hold on, I got a little gas.
Oh, wait, no, come on.
That was a good one. Hold on,
We
a
didn't
second.
hear it.
It was good. It was good.
We didn't hear
Chris, back me up, right, buddy?
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah,
We
Chris
did
felt
not
it.
hear it. We didn't
The
hear
air
it.
moved. Hey, Alex.
Yeah,
Okay, you're a mess. Sorry.
I know.
All right, you're aware of that. Fine.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a couple of things. One is you cannot judge yourself or live your life by how attractive you are to men. I know that's all you feel you have right now. It's like you're a black comic with no material, and all you can do is, what if the president was black? That's what you feel like. I'm saying you're better than that. You got more than that. You're funny, you're talented. You don't have to do all that horrible material. You got more range than that. You can study. You can get involved with things at school. You can have female friends. You don't have to compete about being alluring to men. because that's going to be a major issue for you, and it's going to bring you down. And you're going to get pregnant in 8 months or a year, and everything's going to be a mess, and you're attracted to horrible guys, and you're going to get your heart broken. Yeah. This is something that you're not prepared to dabble in. Oh, you think you're big time because, you were 12 and you had a 19-year-old boyfriend.
Oh, no. Right. The only reason I went out with him is because I was scared, and he was like, if you don't say yes, we're going to kill you or something.
Here's the point.
He did not say that, but that's interesting. That's what you heard.
Here's the point. Stop it. Focus on other things. And don't get pregnant.
But I can't.
All right. Well, then don't get pregnant.
Then you got to get mental health help.
Can you get some help?
If you cannot.
All right. Then listen. Forget everything. Don't get pregnant.
I'm not going to.
I know you're not going to. You and every other ball of white trash from Arizona who's 15 and having sex with adults doesn't plan on getting pregnant.
No, I'm still a virgin.
Oh,
good. That's my girl.
That's huge.
All right. I'm going to need you. You know what I'm going to need?
What?
I'm going to need you to send me a picture of your hymen with a current newspaper with the date on the newspaper visible once a month.
And a dime for scale.
I sent you what?
Dime for scale. Yeah, I want to know how big it is. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I like when they do that. I like when they put change next to the. It's as if you're looking at a hearing aid. What is that? The size of a Buick? No, you idiot! Look, there's a nickel next to it. I don't know. That thing could be a huge hearing aid. You could need a forklift in order to get that into your house. No. Look, there's a piece of change there. We got to come up with something better than change. Yes.
Yeah.
Fruit doesn't work because it moves. I like golf balls.
Oh, that's good.
All right, here's the thing. Alex Good, you're virgin. Don't get pregnant. And don't trust your instincts with these guys. And I don't think there's anything we can tell her, Drew.
You literally cannot control these behaviors. You must get help. That's it. Very simple. Or go to a 12-step meeting if you want. Codependency meeting, that sort of thing.
Drew, I'm going to officially say that dime for scale.
Yeah.
Funniest thing you've said in 4 years.
Thank you. I'm moved. It's nice.
And Drew, we talk about the yes and?
Yes, and?
That is a great example right there.
Good. Well, by the way, now that you explained to me what that works, I'm trying to pay attention.
Yeah,
I didn't understand the concept until you explained it to me a couple nights ago.
The telephone and the VCR, not great examples.
Not good. Okay, yeah.
But the dime for scale, solid.
Excellent.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Hey, y'all, Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew in New York City tonight. Jeff Probst from Survivor, dear friend, will be in here tomorrow night. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Drew?
Yep.
Interesting, consistent, not surprising, but yet disappointing news on the joke front.
What's that?
Well, I told engineer Chris, Drew made a funny last break, and it's not often that Drew makes a funny. About the best Drew does in the comedy department is pile on a little bit.
Right.
I'll tell you what you would be. You would be like the the crappy player on the football team who jumps on the pile at the end.
Right. I'm not making the stop.
And oftentimes, when jumping on the pile on the end, puts his knee into the groin of someone who actually made the tackle.
Right.
But what Drew did 5 minutes ago on this show was equivalent to Ronnie Lott just coming up. They'd thrown a screen. They'd thrown a screen. Drew had sussed it out, had a full head of steam, sidestepped a pulling guard, and just flattened the guy because the pass was a little high, just created a human spear, put his head right between the guy's numbers, right in the sternum.
So satisfying.
And did that move, too, where you don't even hit the ground. He stretched out a little for the ball. You put your helmet right in the sternum, and as you actually hit, you actually slide over him on the turf. He's on his back. You slide right over his front and right back onto your feet. Crowd going insane.
Here's the comedy. My impulse is to pile on with my own little description of what I would want to do to the guy without adding anything to your story.
Yeah, don't do it, buddy.
I'm holding my tongue.
That was a good kill. That was a clean hit.
But I can't stop myself.
Quiet. Now, here's what happened. I spoke to our last listener, told her I was surprised she was a virgin and wanted to see a picture of her hymen with a current newspaper date displayed next to it. each month just to make sure she was remaining a virgin. And Drew said, and throwing a dime for scale. So during the commercial, I said to engineer Chris, well, that was a good one. That was a good one Drew made, huh? And he's like, yeah, it was funny. And I started to take a step toward the drinking fountain, Drew, and I stopped and I said, you know what dime for scale means, Chris? And he said, no, I don't. So, Drew, little too hip for the room.
Oh, no. No, I
Little
literally mean, put one in there. I mean, I would, you know.
Little too hip for the room.
No, okay.
That's all I'm saying. Chris, dime for scale. We there? Still not there? We are there? What do you think? Do you have can you guess what that joke means?
Well, the size.
The size. All right. There we
scale,
go.
yeah.
Break it down. Break it down. Break it down, Chris. I'm telling you to break it down. You got it right, so break it down, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. There you go. All right. You ready to go? It's time to play a little Germany or Florida, by the way, Drew.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Exciting. Eric?
Hey, what's up, guys?
29. What's going on?
Have you called before?
Hey there, good buddy. I heard Dr. Drew.
Yes, I recognize his voice immediately.
Really?
Drew's
Wow,
so
you're
in
good with
tune.
the voices. You're good with the voices, Drew.
Crazy.
Alrighty, I got a good Germany and Florida. I was doing some research. This one actually happened in 1998.
Ooh.
Ooh, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you know what? And after this, I do have a birth control question for you, Drew, if I could, afterwards. Okay. A 19-year-old man was mauled to death when he was dared by members of his college fraternity to scale a wall at a local zoo and attempt to have sex with a gorilla.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
And, wow. Rough way to go.
Yeah.
Let's think about that. Okay.
Got to be rough on the family.
Lots of monkeys and gorilla type settings in Florida.
Yeah.
Lots of these little monkey land things.
Mm-hmm.
But not with walls. Not you have to scale walls. Those places. They're just sort
Well,
of.
sure. What do you mean? Yeah, you have to make your way into wherever the gorillas are.
I guess wherever the gorillas, you got to scale. All right, says that, and then
feels
fraternity
Florida.
hazing. Yeah,
Feels
fraternity hazing
Florida.
does not feel
Feels
like a Germany
Floridian.
thing. But Eric's pretty shrewd. He might be sending us some mixed messages here to try to get us off the track.
Yeah. Shrewd meaning not a retard.
Not.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Shrewd for our callers. I'm going Florida.
I'm going Germany.
Ooh. What is it, Eric?
It is the Berlin Zoo in Germany.
Wow.
yeah.
Drew.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Let's all just take a moment here. Drew, first off, joke. And let me explain what just happened with that Germany or Florida. Your joke was you coming up, sussing out the screen, and just 4th and 1, and just putting the helmet in the sternum of the fullback.
I went up under his face mask, the helmet right there in the neck.
Right. You know, let me tell you what this Germany or Florida was for you. This was a finesse play.
Okay.
This was 3rd and 7. They're on the 33. They're driving.
And let me stop for a second. And every other time we huddled, you're going, you're such a pussy. You just follow on me.
Yeah.
Whatever I do, you follow what I do.
Right. This is Terrell Owens split out wide. This is Drew going out with him one-on-one. Mm-hmm. He's not in the bump and run. He's playing off him a good 5-6 yards. Terrell starts down the field. Drew backpedals, creating a buffer. Yeah. Turns. Terrell cuts sharp on the 7-yard marker at the flag, trying to pick up the first down. Turns out Drew takes 2 more back steps, then comes up, closes the window.
Full speed.
Strong spiral thrown to the sideline. Drew steps right in front of it and is down the sideline. Not a sound made. No contact, no nothing. Just close the window.
Little tip on the ball, little tip before I catch it.
Little chip
forward,
on Terrell's shoulder, and then pow, close the window right down the sideline. That's what that was, my man.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
That's what that was. Wow.
Eric, you had another question?
On a roll. Drew, don't talk anymore. Here's what I'm saying. Go sit on the bench. You're done. You're not going to have a better game.
You're right. That's it.
Yeah. Eric?
Hey, guys. I just have that birth control question real quick. Adam, I tried your peeing in the sink thing last night when I got home from work, and I wasn't feeling it. I'm sorry. I don't know what the fascination was.
By the way,
it's kind of awkward.
Eric, and you
well, la-dee-da.
By the way, I was walking on 57th and 9th, left turn arrow in New York City. I've never heard of such a thing.
It's a very dangerous sign.
I've never.
All right, Eric.
Can you
Well,
imagine?
if you don't like my whizzing in the sink, at least
it's good for you. It's good for you. There's nothing wrong with it. I was saying, I experimented, I tried it, and I just wasn't feeling it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Okay. All right. I respect that. I respect that.
Cool.
But I am going to ask you to ignore left turn arrows.
Oh, please. Like I ever paid attention to them anyway. We got them here in Phoenix all over the place.
Yeah.
Birth control.
All right,
birth
buddy.
control. Here we go.
What's your question?
Okay, real quick. There's that thing you can do with the birth control pill, which is stay on, skip the sugar pills and just stay on the other ones constantly, and then the girl never has a period.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Can the same thing be done with the patch?
Yes.
It can?
Effectively, yeah.
Okay.
As far as I know, it can. I don't know if anybody's doing it, but I see no reason why it couldn't.
Well, how do you do it with the patch?
You don't skip the week.
You don't skip. So normally with the patch, I was thinking of like a shot or Depo or something like that.
Yeah.
But the patch, you put a birth control patch on once a month or every week.
Yeah.
You put a new patch on every week.
Right.
And instead of, do they have the placebo patch? I mean, they have the sugar patch?
Yeah,
no. Instead of putting that on, you just, or instead of not wearing the patch for 1 week, you just start right into the next packet of patches.
Yeah.
And it should work the same because they're both hormonal. They're hormonal. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. Let's talk to Mia. Mia?
Hi.
21?
Yep.
What's up, baby doll?
Okay, I did something really, really stupid, but it kind of makes sense. Okay, this is what I did. I figured out my boyfriend's access code. And then, when I figured it out, I ended up telling him that I knew his access code, hoping that he would change it so I wouldn't check none of his messages. So he pissed me off one day, and I went in. I checked
What is this, on a cell phone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
So I went in, and I checked the message, and there was a girl on there. So I'm like, okay. So now I'm stuck between trying to figure out if he's trying to set me up, like if he had one of his sisters leave a message, knowing that I would check it.
No guy can do that.
No.
The 007 could do that. That's it.
Yeah, and also, what's in it for him?
Yeah, guys don't do that.
But what did the message say?
Like, it's pretty much like, oh, what's up, this is such and such, and, any other time I would talk to you all night, but I know that you got to go to work in the morning.
You should be angry. Listen, he didn't change the access code. He doesn't care. This guy's a screwball.
Well, I don't understand. How did the access code thing come up in the first place?
Because he made me mad, and I happened to just go in and try to check it because he started to act funny.
Well, how do you decipher someone's access code if they don't give it to you?
Because with guys, a lot of times their access codes are either their birthday or it's their football jersey number if they play a sport.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty predictable. Yeah. Mine is actually the birthday of my jersey.
The date you got your birth jersey. Yeah.
Date I got my jersey. Yeah.
It's just like, I was like, okay.
All right, so you were able to figure it out, is what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then you told him you were able to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then how long after that did you check it and find the message?
Probably like a week later.
All right.
That's not
he was just probably being lazy and stupid. I don't think he was trying to pay you back.
No.
And did the person say their name?
Yeah.
Do you know who
But
she
it's
is?
like when you have like a voice. Hold on, sorry.
Wow.
When you have like a voicemail like the way his is.
Did she just win a jackpot?
I went in and I like got the envelope information, so I got her number.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh. And have you never heard her number before or whatever?
I guess we could call her.
Name before? Yeah, we should call her.
It's kind of late out there if you want to call her.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what... Nah, I don't want to do
Hey,
it.
I don't care if you call her or not.
Well, here's the thing, Mia. What you really need to do is you need to call her, and you do that thing that cops do. It's dirty pool, but it works every time. You just do that thing where you go, look, what's your boyfriend's name? No, I mean, I'm not acting. I'm actually asking at this point.
Oh, you really want me to answer that question? I thought
Well, let's just say his name's John. What color is he, by the way? I like to assign a name that's more consistent with the race.
How about Ray?
What color is your boyfriend? You gotta tell me. Is he a white guy?
No, he's black.
Oh, black? All right, I'm going with Lucius. All right, so you got to call. I like to assign a stereotypical name. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
White guy probably call Hank. Mexican guy call Jose. It keeps going. Black. Here's the thing. You got to say, listen, I'm Lucius's girlfriend, and he told me everything, by the way. So it's over, and I'm just telling you. And by the way, he came clean with me. He told me all the lurid details of your guys' affair, and you just pretend like you know everything because he told you everything, and she'll crack. And if she doesn't crack, then you can move on. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm trying to think, like, should I let him know that I heard her on his voicemail, or should I just...
This is all bad times.
You just say, you broke him down, you sweated him, he sung like a canary, you got all the information.
So Adam is saying call the girl, don't worry about the guy, get more information from the girl.
Right.
And the guy you need to get rid of. This is a disaster.
Yeah.
Why do you mess around with this chaos?
Yeah, I don't trust him. No. And if you don't trust him, then why are you with him? All right, don't let him get pregnant. Please don't get pregnant by this guy.
No.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Hey, y'all, Loveline. Madam, that's Dr. Drew. Jeff Probst in here tomorrow night from Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only guy who gets to go from one season to the next, Jeff Probst. Great show. All right, let's...
Hey, Adam, Susan, my wife, has sat here patiently watching this entire program tonight.
Really?
Isn't that wild?
She came down to the studio with you?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Why would she do that?
I know. I think she's becoming an Adam Carolla fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She just was into that late night thing you did. And
shoes on the other foot now, isn't it, Drew?
And she was laughing a little bit. It was a little more of an audience here to have tonight. There's somebody actually laughing and smiling at stuff that you say.
Well, she was there on possibly your greatest night ever.
Yes, that's right. Well, that part didn't seem to register.
She doesn't, Susan, if you're listening, please understand that this is Drew making a joke. You hear less than Halley's Comet, really. I mean, this is monumental.
See, now she's laughing. She wasn't laughing at the joke that I told. She's laughing at you making fun of me.
No, she doesn't understand. She doesn't understand. Not only did he get a Germany or Florida, by the way, Drew goes with I don't even know if Drew's ever gotten a Germany or Florida that I haven't decided was either Germany or Florida beforehand.
And I don't think I've ever come up with a Germany. I would tend to go towards
Germany.
Florida. Yeah.
He was right. He went with the dime for scale joke.
You know what I meant when I said
hysterical?
Susan, when I said dime for scale, do you know what I meant? When I said dime for... When I said dime for scale, we're talking about a hymen, and getting a picture of the hymen with newspapers so we know the date that the hymen's being... And I said put it down.
True. You explained it to her on the very long cab ride back to the hotel.
Uncomfortable.
Where are you staying, by the way, Drew?
The Morgan Hotel, like 37th and Madison.
Ooh.
That's
all right.
nice.
Good times. And it's almost 3 a.m. out there, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that is a devoted wife.
Yes.
That is a good woman. She must want something.
Susie, see those works? See those work? You make nice to him, tell him much what a fan you are. Look how new
good
Adam.
Woman. That's a keeper.
See?
True.
Yeah.
Remember what we talked about before with Susan? Forget it. She's a keeper. You understand? I'm not saying what we talked about. I'm just saying whatever we talked. Remember we had that talk? Forget it. Just forget what I said. That is a good woman. You hang on to her with both hands. All right?
Got it.
All right. Let's talk to Nikki, who's a transsexual, 25, calling from, of all places, San Francisco.
Oh, shocking.
Go ahead, Nikki.
Oh, how are you guys?
Good.
I'm just calling to see if there's anything that will help me get a little curvier.
Well, let's figure out your situation. It says transsexual, so you've already undergone the operation?
No.
So you're a guy. You're an XY.
Hold on. That sound that came from you, that was no?
No. I haven't had it, but I just look like one.
Okay, so you're a man.
You're XY.
Who is taking hormones.
Yes.
And I want to get curvier.
Okay. Have you... Oh, what a train wreck. But you're living in San Francisco, so the city will pay for it if you're, bus driver or work for the DWP or something like that.
You have to be careful because it is the estrogens that make you curvy, but taking high doses of estrogen can give you liver tumors and blood clots and other problems. So other than taking the estrogens, the only other way is plastic surgery.
No.
Okay, well, that's it.
That was a drop, by the way. Do you want to be, you say curvier, you mean around the hips?
Yeah, just a little bit more.
Okay. Not all guys are into that, by the way, You may have that Paris Hilton look that guys covet,
Oh, I'm not that bad. She's hot.
All right, you sound, Nikki, you sound insane. What do you do for a living?
Well, I was just doing video production in school.
In school?
What school?
You're a student. What school?
Yeah.
What school?
Oh, the Art Institute.
I just spoke there last week.
Wow. Drew, probably had a makeout sesh with Nikki and didn't even know it.
Ooh.
Yeah. But that woman of yours, she's a keeper now. So, Nikki, do you have money? Your parents pay for schooling?
Oh, no.
All right.
Just student loans.
Student loans.
Okay.
And are you going to get an operation? Are you going to get your genitalia?
I would love to.
You would
Get
love
the
to.
operation.
Were you ever molested or abused?
No.
All right, so you just have a huge softball-sized tumor in your head that's forcing you to do this?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I just always
All right.
wanted to be a girl.
All right, same here. So here's the thing.
Yay.
I imagine you have to be under the supervision of a doctor if you're going to take this hormone replacement stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whatever other
No way.
procedures you're getting done. Do you have a doctor?
Yeah.
You do?
Who's giving you this medicine?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. Well, the only way you're going to do it is, you can... What about packing on a little weight?
I eat a lot.
Okay. All right. It's all going to work out, by the way. Nikki, how about some therapy? Okay. Look, I've said it once, said it 1,000 times. This whole goddamn, it's a woman trapped inside a man's body. Yeah, I got Napoleon trapped inside of me, you idiots. What do you mean, a woman trapped inside a man's body? It's a nut job trapped inside a nut job's body. That's what it is. We've accepted this, no, I was born a man, but I'm actually a woman. Oh, I see. And my cat, was that born a dog? Help me. What was the tree? Was the tree born a Buick? I don't understand. Chris, you're 5'9", you were born 6'8". Oh, interesting, but you're really trapped inside. Are you kidding? Jesus Christ, it means you're nuts. When are we going to face that? We accept it. Oh, I understand there's a mix-up at birth. Oh, you were black, but you were born white. You were tall, but you're born short. You're a chick, but born a guy. Oh, you're a bovine creature. I see you're a yak, but you were born a house cat. Interesting. Please, where does it end, you idiots? We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this. Yeah. Well, that's the show.
Yeah.
Dr. Drew, New York City's beautiful keeper wife, right next to him.
She wanted me to hang into the last second when you hear you say that again.
Keeper. And again, Drew, what we talked about before, forget it. It's off.
I waited to talk to her, and she's in the control booth, and she goes, what does he want from me? What does he need? Does he look for something?
No, I'm saying she has my endorsement.
Ooh.
I give her a big thumbs up. Have a lovely ride back to the hotel at 3 a.m. in New York. What's the weather like there?
A little warm.
Ooh.
Like mid-60s, yeah.
All right, buddy boy. Enjoy the party tomorrow. Until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo. Putting the helmet in the sternum of the fullback.
I went up under his face mask, the helmet right there on the neck. You know?
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for Loveline is Ann Ingold. Loveline is a presentation of Westwood One